it fades to white, it means death. Oh my god, man! If it fades to white, it means death. And I did that instead of fading to white like a classic film. At the start of the film, you can see Dr. Kane lethal injection all red. And then at the end of the film, it's Dr. Kane a lethal injection with Dr. Kane white, which means...
That means you should subscribe to this channel. Subscribe to Major Studios right now for more up and coming content.
Hello everybody, my name is Oscar Hyland. I'm the writer and director of Dr. Kane, a lethal injection that came out last week. But today I'm doing a little breakdown of the story, the shots, the camera, everything, right? We're gonna go through the whole Dr. Kane part 2 and we're gonna break it down for you because a lot of people watched it. They were really, well, not really confused because I did a good job of explaining it, I hope. Thank you to everybody who watched Dr. Kane. It is on 420 views in 6 days, which is bloody decent for my standard, but we're gonna go through Dr. Kane, a lethal injection. All right, let's go. So we start off with the title sequence, well, not title sequence, but like the introduction, which is a Major Studios production, which I made myself in After Effects after a long and difficult tutorial on how to 3D animate text, and it was just gonna go past, like it was gonna go through the screen like this, or like past the screen like that. And I found a way to stretch the text, which was quite easy to be honest, a bit fiddly, but alright. I put a green screen, I animated a green screen through the O, so when you went through the O, you could see a little bit of what was happening, and then you'd zoom in really quickly to Dr. Kane, and this is the first bit of the story. Dr. Kane in the woods here. At the end of Dr. Kane Part 1 was which was a school project. This is actually a Major Studios production for anyone who's new. But you see this character, very dark, like silhouette-like. You can see a little bit of red, a little bit of the black. He's got a shovel, he's burying something, and then you stop there. That is my favourite shot of the whole film. It's the poster for Dr. Kane. It should have probably been the thumbnail, to be honest, but yeah, a very nice silhouette shot with his car headlights in the background. And at the end of Dr. Kane Part 1, Dr. Kane's wife kills Rasko's mum because Rasko's mum found out that Rasko has been captured by Dr. Kane, and then it goes into the title, Dr. Kane, a lethal injection. The violin stops. It's all very nice. Dr. Kane fades out, which is a bit of foreshadowing. You'll find out at the end of the breakdown. You need to watch. As you know, Dr. Kane dies. It's insinuated that he dies at the end. And it's a bit of foreshadowing at the start with Dr. Kane fading out, and it's a lethal injection coming back. So we get to the car scene while he's burying Helena, which I don't think we actually said Helena in the first one, but her name is apparently Helena. But while he's burying Rasko's mum, Dr. Kane's wife is in the car. He's crushing... Lads, the Chinese is here. It has been delivered. Let's go. We'll, after I scan this, we'll finish breaking down Dr. Kane. Mukbang. Lovely crispy chili beef. Chicken chow mein. Chicken balls underneath. You can't see. Yeah, there you go. And then duck wrap. Get back to you soon. We see Dr. Kane's wife in the car crushing up some pills. He says, "What the fuck is she got me doing?" Indicating that it's very, that he's very like, he's controlled by her basically. She's got him doing stuff. Right, and she puts it in his water bottle as she runs back. Quite a suspenseful moment. The music, the ambience comes in. He's very thirsty from burying Helena, which obviously Dr. Kane's wife knew because she got him to bury the body, and then slip drugs into his drink when she knew that he was going to be thirsty. So when he's in his right mind, he knows that Dr. Kane's wife, like his wife, manipulates him and controls him. But when he starts to like get drugged and starts to use his medication that you'll see that Dr. Kane's wife plants, he doesn't notice as much that he's being controlled. But then the next scene, you'll find out that the drugs that slipped into his drink, or his wife slipped into his drink, is actually hallucinative drugs, and made him hear Rasko's voice in his head while he's trying to sleep, right? And he's so off his head, he's hearing that like in multiple times and stuff like that. And Dr. Kane's wife is just sleeping, but then he starts to hear Dr. Kane's wife's voice in his head, but he thinks that he's hallucinating. But as you can see, that it cuts to Dr. Kane's wife saying, "I hate you, you're a freak, you're worthless, and I hope you die." And her eyes are wide open, like that's real, like she knows what she's doing. He thinks that he's just hallucinating that. He goes to check that he was hallucinating, or if she's actually saying that, which she was actually saying that, but she closes her eyes, pretends to sleep, and he thinks that he just hallucinates. That's the end of that scene. And the dog. Okay, so the next scene, this is the next morning. So scene 3 is the next morning when he climbs up the ladder for the first time. The ringing in the background, the sound in the background, dum, 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 dum. A bit of foreshadowing, because when he's in the car, it's like a clock sound sort of thing, and then it starts to tick in his head. We'll see that scene soon. Not much. He's looking for something. He's looking for his pills, and he finds his pills hidden in the loft. I wonder who put them there. As you can see by the flashbacks or the reveal in the film, that it's actually Dr. Kane's wife that puts them there. And he's looking a bit rough, so he takes the pills and he blames Rasko for leaving the pills there, and a conveniently placed syringe that makes Rasko sleep and turn into the god that he wants to become. Basically, like, he can see the potential of Rasko when he injects Rasko with this thing. It's all in Dr. Kane's head, so he's just seeing things. Rasko's not actually going out. Or do you think that the thing in his syringe actually makes Rasko become a god? You know, he believes that the thing in his syringe makes Rasko become a god, and he wants to harvest his power. But it might just be all in Dr. Kane's head, wanting Rasko to give him the advice, because he thinks that Rasko actually spoke to him. Like last night, he thought that Rasko actually spoke to him, but it's actually just the hallucinative drugs that Dr. Kane's wife gave him. And Rasko starts to, like, you see Rasko in 2. So it's either he's turned into this god because of the syringe, or Dr. Kane is seeing this, so he's like in a daze. Rasko tells him that he has to sacrifice a loved one to be happy, to be more successful, to be more than the failure that he is. One of Dr. Kane's insecurities, he wants to become valuable, like more valuable than he is, because he gets told that he's worthless by his wife. So he wants to become more like a god. This is all Dr. Kane's wife's plan again, because of a flashback that we see soon between Dr. Kane's dad, Dr. Kane, and Dr. Kane's wife when they were younger. So another flashback. Dr. Kane's wife is sneaking down the stairs in Dr. Kane's dad's house and catches Dr. Kane's dad saying that Dr. Kane is so much better than his girlfriend / wife, yeah. That he's on track to being the best doctor in the country, and she's just scraping by with C's. She's obviously looking disgusted what she's hearing. Dr. Kane doesn't really give much of a fight. Dr. Kane's dad gets caught saying that by Dr. Kane's wife, and now she wants him dead because of that. So she made Rasko say that he must sacrifice a loved one, and that loved one is Dr. Kane's dad because of what he said, and he didn't support their relationship. So we pull up outside Dr. Kane's dad's house. The clicking noise in the car, bit of what's in his head, like his time's ticking out, bit of foreshadowing, time's ticking out from his dad and him. This was a very, very fun scene to film, this one. Like, it's very nicely shot. It was shot on iPhone, with this film, it was half shot on the Sony ZV-E10, and it was half shot on the iPhone 15, which is actually quite funny. And this scene is shot solely on the iPhone 15, and it's actually a very, very beautiful scene. I'm really impressed with it. And it wasn't shot by me, it was shot by Nicola. This line, "Oh, you know I don't get many visitors," is kind of like to pull on the heartstrings of the audience. I know it didn't really make it so sad because you've only just met Dr. Kane's dad and he's being a prick to Dr. Kane's wife, and then Dr. Kane takes out the knife. The death is a bit shocking because he's just killed his dad, and a bit like, oh, but it's not really gonna shed a tear, you know what I mean? And then he starts cutting off his dad's head. Can you believe it? He starts cutting off his own dad's head. How we did that was put the camera on the ground, and then off camera my dad has the syringe filled with water and fake blood, and just goes shh, 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 shh. But that is Ben's favourite moment as well, because it's kind of funny. Here you can tell, this next scene, you can tell that we've changed to the ZV-E10 because the quality is like, it's actually a mad difference. Like, yeah, you can shoot a film, like any new people trying to shoot a film, yeah, you can shoot a film on an iPhone, but there's nothing better than shooting a film on an actual camera. Like, I can't wait to get a new lens, rent out different cameras and stuff, because camera filming is very good. So we're at the Roundways in Biggin Hill. This is the location where he shot, which was in Dr. Kane Part 1. This is Rasko's little brother on screen. He's waiting at the shops because he hasn't got a mum, he hasn't got a brother. He's looking out for his brother, and this is where him and his brother used to hang out a lot. And he has nowhere to go really, and he's met Dr. Kane's wife here and Dr. Kane here, so he's trying to find them again because he knows that they're local, and he's trying to figure out where they live. And Dr. Kane's wife comes out of the pharmacy, and Rasko's brother is around the corner and spots them. I wonder what she was doing at the pharmacy. She was getting Dr. Kane's pills or any other well, you can't really get hallucinative drugs out of pharmacy, but his actual like antidepressants or anti-anxiety pills. Rasko's little brother follows her home, right? And here, like, it is conveyed that Dr. Kane's wife doesn't know that Rasko's little brother is following her home. So at this point, apparently she doesn't know that Rasko's little brother is following her home. But you can see a little smile and stuff. So here's a little mistake for you, little Easter egg. Well, not really. When Dr. Kane's wife goes through the door, she doesn't shut it behind her, right? And I was going to do it so Rasko's little brother snuck in, leaves the door open, but who the hell goes in their house and doesn't shut the door? That's the first thing you do. So it was kind of stupid that she obviously left the door open. We didn't do it because Rasko's little brother comes through the back door, but we didn't reshoot it that she closes the door. So she's just left the front door open, and he hears her coming through the hallway. Obviously, she walks into the hallway and goes into the toilet, and she doesn't shut the door all the way. I wonder why that is. So he's sneaking up, trying to be as quiet as possible, and then we hear the toilet flush, and then Rasko's little brother runs up the loft, and she comes out, just missing him. No way. So here you hear the sound effect of a car pulling up outside really close, and that is Dr. Kane coming back from killing his dad. Rasko's little brother luckily hears this and hides underneath a coat in the loft, waiting for Dr. Kane to come up. Dr. Kane comes up and he drops this bag on the floor and gets impatient with Rasko sleeping. Find out that it's his dad's head, so he's cut off his dad's head and given it to Rasko, all because he's seen Rasko say to him that he needs to sacrifice a loved one. It can't be his wife, it needs to be someone different, someone new, someone else. Rasko's little brother is still in the corner behind the coat. He now peeps out the side, looking to what to do because Dr. Kane gets aggressive. He's worried about his brother. And then we look at the gun. Rasko's little brother is looking at something, and we pan to what he's looking at, and it's the gun sitting on the thing. Oh my god, I wonder who put it there. Dr. Kane's wife put it there. Because she wants him dead. She wants Dr. Kane dead. I wonder why. She unlocks the door for Roscoe's little brother to come in through the back door. After the toilet, she left the door open so she could hear when Roscoe's little brother reached the ladder so she could flush the toilet. She came out and she hears Roscoe's little brother saying, Roscoe, wake up. Like she knows. And she knew that Roscoe's little brother was following her home with when she put the camera down discreetly. As you can see, if you go back to the first bit, you can see her put her phone down, and now we know that she was recording him the whole time. He promised me peace, he promised me happiness, and you hear the gun cock go silent. Here's it cock again. He smiles a little bit, he gets up, and it's Roscoe pointing the gun at Dr. Kane. Ooh. And it cuts to a different scene. Holy moly. You can't leave it on a cliffhanger like that, you know what I mean? What's gonna happen? But here is another flashback. So if you watch the film after this, you'll see that if there's like a little glow to the scenes, then you know it's a flashback. So we're at the Black Horse, and you see in the distance that two people are arguing, crossing the road, flipping each other off, and you find out that you can hear Dr. Kane saying, oh, fuck off. Ben, the actor, is playing Dr. Kane's wife's brother when they were at uni. So that is the big reveal. Dr. Kane's wife's brother was friends with Dr. Kane. And they were friends first, and then obviously Dr. Kane got with Dr. Kane's wife's brother, like Dr. Kane's wife, or got with his mate's sister. So that is the big reveal, that Dr. Kane got with his mate's sister in uni, and Dr. Kane's brother was pissed off at that, and it caused a fight. Caused them to turn around, push each other, and bang! Slow motion of Dr. Kane's wife's brother falling on the ice, looking dead. He keeps punching while he's on the floor, knocked out. And it is implied that Dr. Kane has killed Dr. Kane's wife's brother. And then he shocks in slow motion. He looks around to see what he's just done, or see if anyone's seen, and he starts running away in slow motion. And there's kind of like a low hum, which is implying that the heart stopped beating and he's dead, basically. And then Dr. Kane's wife looks around, sees Dr. Kane running. Oh shit, he's just killed my brother. That's the sort of thing. So that is a big reveal of why Dr. Kane's wife wants Dr. Kane dead, and that's why her elaborate plan of killing Dr. Kane, she wants to do it so badly. And she can't just kill him himself because she'll go to prison. So she has to get someone else to do it through controlling everybody else. This is the best bit of the film. The ending is the best bit of the film, and I'll break this down. Told you to give up already, because in Dr. Kane Part 1, they had an argument at Roundways saying that you need to give up and he's probably dead and stuff like that, which was quite a big clip in Dr. Kane Part 1, so I had to reference that somehow. So Dr. Kane doesn't think it's loaded because it's just some rusty old gun in his loft. So he's willing to take his chance. Broken piano sounds, as in it's a dying man. So he's insane, you know. He's off his nut on hallucinative medication, and he challenges the little kid to shoot him. The music rises. The gun goes off, and right on beat, boom, the credit. Dr. Kane, a lethal injection, and Dr. Kane Dr. Kane thing turns from red to white. I wonder why it went from red to white. If it fades to white, it means death. Oh my god, man! If it fades to white, it means death. And I did that instead of fading to white like a classic film. At the start of the film, you can see Dr. Kane, a lethal injection, all red. And then at the end of the film, it's Dr. Kane, a lethal injection with Dr. Kane white, which means Dr. Kane has died. And there will not be a third film. I'm saying that right here, right now, there will not be a third film. That is the end of the breakdown of Dr. Kane, a lethal injection, directed by Oscar Hyland. I just think the soundtrack, like Dr. Kane, like The Greatest by Billie Eilish. I heard it and I was like, oh my god, that has to be in my film or in a film somewhere. It is kind of copyright, but it's allowed on YouTube, but I'm just not allowed to earn from it, and my YouTube channel isn't monetized anyway, so I was allowed to do it and it's still banging, so that's good. So I just think it was amazing. That song is amazing for films, and it's starring Nicola Catley, myself, William Clement, which is Rasco, Nicola Catley's Dr. Kane's wife, Danny Hyland, which is my dad in real life, and it's Dr. Kane's dad, Benjamin Hardin, which is Major Studios' business partner, best mate of mine. He plays Dr. Kane's wife's brother, Dr. Kane's mate in uni, the guy that he kills, and Henry Hyland, Rasco's little brother. And I had some help filming from Nicola, Ben, me, Liam. That is it. That is it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown from me, the director of my first official short film that I did outside of school. Major Studios' first production. So I'm very happy about that. Anyway, goodbye. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next project or breakdown or any other video that I make. Maybe a vlog.